Hello everyone, Douglas Macbeth again, my final review of this MOOC. So we've made it to the end of week 3. Well done everyone. A lot of material covered, lots of things to think about, hopefully things to reflect on as you progress in your careers after this, and hopefully some materials that you can look back on and think about again as your career develops and you're getting more involved in different aspects of it. So thanks again for all of your contributions. I've read as many as I can. I thought I should try, as I've done before, and reflect on the webinar that WCC did this week. Again, really interesting things. A lot of material that they had covered. I'm impressed. Over 50 experts, 967 pages worth of transcriptions, 3,700 words. So difficult to make summaries of all of that. They tried very hard and did well, of course. There are lots of experience and intelligence on show in these events. So real value add for a program like this. So they were trying to summarize some key points, and I'm now going to try and summarize some of the key points I took out of their key points. So if you'll bear with me, I'll try and do that. So big summary that the challenges in negotiation revolved around really 4 things. Some argument about sequencing, but trust, value, people and time were all regarded as very important. They also made the point that, not surprisingly, given the focus in this course and WCC's general belief that cooperation is the way forward, that a lot of people in these negotiation rooms wanted collaborative negotiations to take place. Didn't always get it, but they wanted it. So maybe no surprise given the population from which the speakers were drawn. Some key messages though. Is it an art or a science? It's clearly both. A sensitivity to science, particularly about process, we've said this before, but the softer skills of empathetic ones are important as well, and above all, curiosity. Again, this is a feature of last week's discussion, I think. Asking questions of why things are being asked for or why they're important. Are there different ways of doing things? Really very important. But at the end of the day, focusing on the end objective is key. Having that at the beginning, focusing on it all the way through becomes really important. But part of that is about getting the preparation done properly and allowing time to do it. One of the biggest slides was about negotiating blind is the biggest risk, in the sense that not knowing your own costs, not knowing what you value or how you would expect to get it, and not knowing enough about the counterparty is one of the aspects of blindness which causes really big problems. So the trick is somehow to build mutual trust, and discussing process, framework, what's important at the beginning, what the objective is, gives a chance to build that trust before the negotiation starts properly. But mutual trust benefits both parties. Can also allow more things to be discussed, so that new opportunities that weren't originally foreseen can emerge from collaborative discussion about how value gets created and shared. But teams need to have a clear mandate. They need to be empowered to do the deal, if that's what the negotiation is about. And if others have to be involved, then that needs to be understood at the beginning and doesn't come as a surprise when one side thinks they've got a deal and the other side says, well, we're almost there, but we now need to get the really important people involved. So the mutual trust thing also has another interesting feature which is worth looking out for in your careers. That if you've got repeated interactions with a counterparty and you've been building up this mutual trust, the counterparty can also act in your interest, not just their own, because their commitment to you as a good partner allows them to justify watching your back. So if something untoward or unforeseen or somebody tries to take advantage in the counterparty's organisation that the counterparty sees as non-productive in your relationship, then they can fight back against their internal change makers, or change disruptors perhaps we should say. So, final comment from the event was continuous learning and adaptation is absolutely necessary. And maybe that's the final comment for this course, because if you enjoyed learning so far, you'll also realise there's a lot more to learn. WCC have immense resources, and I would encourage you to look into that a bit more. They're at the forefront of all sorts of things, and if you're seriously looking to understand what goes on in this area of activity, or it's your profession already, then please consider WCC. They've been tremendous partners to us throughout all of these MOOCs. So we've been talking a lot about change, we've been talking about different ways of doing things. It's kind of down to you now, but please don't do it alone. There are very few individuals who can change the world. So try and find some kindred spirits, people who can think like you and are willing to experiment like you, and build a team. Look for those stakeholders, look for the breadth in the team, look for all sorts of experience. And if you're seriously wanting to change things, then creating a small project that the team can get their teeth into and learn from, but make sure it's a project that has some good metrics on it. You can measure the benefits, perhaps the difficulties as well, so you can make a better attempt next time. But do something. Change the world, please, because that's what we all hoped the results of this programme would be. So the best of luck with that, and please don't forget us. Keep the notes to hand, refer to them when you need to, and the very, very best of good luck for your future careers. Thanks very much. Bye.